All right. I hope we're live. My bad, man. I had technical difficulties 2 minutes before the live and I had to restart my computer. Okay. All right. Today, guys, we're going to talk about the future of relationships, but of course, we're not going to get started for about 4 minutes as you come in, so you can open up with the question. Hold on. I'm freezing a little bit here. All right, we're back. Turn that off. Boom. So favorite movie that takes place in the future. We'll get started with our actual presentation in about 3 minutes. And you know what? We might make it a few more minutes because I got in, technical difficulties here. We'll do it at 7:07, so it's the same amount of time. There we go. 5 minutes. We'll get started. So opening question, favorite movie that takes place in the future. Even if when you watched the movie, it was a futuristic movie, and even if the future already happened, what's your favorite movie that has to do with the future? Oh, and today, I'm drinking a Space Dust IPA, one of my favorites. We'll have a little drinking game, nothing too serious for today, but we got something. What's up, Kenny? Kenny Powers. Go Vikings. Still got a shot. Not giving up. What's up, Mark? Nacho Libre. I gotta watch that one again. I haven't seen that for a while. Planet of the Apes. Apes are becoming one of my favorite animals. I am a, what you'd call an ape. A silver ape, an AMC ape, and a GME ape, if you know what I'm talking about. What's up, Nicholas? Nicholas, I've just been doing, I've been surviving this crazy world, really. But it is good to be back. Oh, wait, can you guys even see it? Look, I got my Christmas lights up. There they are. It's Christmas season, guys. December, baby. Oh, man, guys, I don't even know. I got to remember all my little hotkeys for the sounds. I got to turn my brain on again. Let me practice a couple of these.
Those who say don't know, those who know don't say. I'm done walking with the herd, it's time I go my own way.
I think I need to turn the sound effects down a little. Let me know, guys, if it's too loud.
Slow it down. I still got the feeling, baby.
Where's been your favorite national park so far? Total effing Recall. Idiocracy. I don't know if I've seen that one either, but I'm hearing that that's more like a documentary these days. Still haven't seen it, so can't say it myself. You guys know we got to get some cat game show in here. Oh, the snack. Well, so Mark, I have that one is a actually again, I'll just show you. I'll show you what that looks like. I'll upload it real quick because I have the short sound right here, but in my actual videos, I've shown you guys this before. I mean, I just work with what I have and what I know, so This might be total basic and noob stuff, but let me show you. Oh man, I have to go to the video screen, don't I? Okay. I will do it real quick to show you guys. Boom. Okay, so this is what I just do. I make a green screen.
One, two, three. Snack time!
Boom. I just do the green screen. Let me go back. And then when I edit the video, I just edit so you can't see the green screen or whatever, and then I can put it over anything. Super ghetto. It works, I guess. Remember, I came from a classroom teacher. I'm not like some tech guy. Okay, guys. Oh, Prometheus, the black goo. Ooh, we could talk about the black goo, man. You guys know my mind goes that way. Yes. Bad boy, I agree with that. Disdain for Hollywood. Okay. So, guys, let's talk about the future of relationships and where things could potentially go in the future with some crazy technology that we're seeing. And we could go so many rabbit holes on this, like conspiracy about them wanting everyone to go, to own nothing and just live in the metaverse. But we're just going to play along with this idea in a optimistic way, as in, they're not all plotting to get us, and just see how that may affect relationships and dating. So let me get rid of this. Boom. All right, so... Oh, yeah. And before we get started, guys. Okay. Real quick. Again, I'm not a tech guy. Two things. One is, do you guys like when I have the chat up here? I just figured out how to do that so I can keep the chat running while we're doing the presentation. You guys let me know in the chat if you like that or not. If you would rather it not, I can take it off. The second is, again, not techie. Is there anyone here that at any point on this, or you see the replay of this, could just, if I could just send them this picture on the left with the white background and they could crop it out to make it transparent? Because I tried on the right there and you can see I messed up and I'm just not techie like that. So if anyone knows how, I know that someone knows how to do that super easily. If you can let me know, comment on the video or something, and I'll figure out, send you an email or Instagram or something with the picture. That would be very helpful. Just so I have the piece without the white background. But all right, that was just, I had to do that before I forgot. All right, so today I got this idea for the live stream based off of basically three things. One was a movie I watched, which we'll get into, and I'll show you, a scene from it. The other is, we're going to talk about it a little bit later. This is from the book Ready Player 2. I have read the Ready Player 1 book, and I'm literally only a few pages in. Barely. I've only read a tiny bit of this book yet, so I don't really... but anyway, the first book was awesome. That's what the movie Ready Player 1 was based off of. So that was another part that we're going to talk about. I got the idea. And the third one, I got to shout out this YouTube channel. Guys, this guy's awesome. I would vibe with this guy for sure. All right, so real quick, his YouTube channel. Let's see. It is... Okay, so this guy called Cosmic Lightning Warrior. Now, if you like the video game Halo, or you are invested in GameStop or the crypto loop ring, then just subscribe to this guy right now. He's awesome. He's great. If you have any interest in any of those three categories, subscribe to this guy. He did a video breaking down the metaverse in the terms of GameStop and loop ring and how, investment wise, it's a good decision. And so when I saw that video, it also helped me kind of connect to what we're going to talk about today. And I just enjoy this guy, so I want to shout him out anyway. Cosmic Lightning Warrior, if you see this, I would love to play some Halo Infinite or Rocket League with you, even though you're a lot better than me at Halo. Okay, let's see here. So this guy, guys, he's entertaining, man. Anyway, has anyone heard of this guy? I wonder. All right, now we can get back into it. So I had to give the shout outs. Okay, to start here, guys, let's talk about where we're at right now, where we are currently at, the way that I see it with relationships. And like our man Chad here, I saw that comment right before we went live here. Chad saying basically, hey, there's no point in relationships right now because pair bonding is gone. A lot of the women just no longer have the ability to pair bond. So relationships, we talk about that stuff a lot. So, oh man, guys, I'm all over the place. I forgot the drinking game. All right. Well, what's up, Day Drive? Hey, this is cool. I can see everybody just straight on my screen instead of having to look over there. All right, what am I looking at? Drinking rules. Super simple. As we play, guys, drinking game rules. Take a drink each time. 1, you hear the word MetaVerse. 2, you think you're crazy, Adam. Or 3, you are thirsty. Like me. Really simple drinking rules for today. MetaVerse, you think I'm crazy, or you're thirsty. So, where we're at right now with relationships. Let's start simple and basic, branch off from there. I'll try to give a really quick kind of overview of where we're standing right now on relationships. Hypergamy simplified is a woman wants the highest status man that she can attain to protect and provide for herself and her children, past or future. All right, remember, inside of a woman running like a background program, like the subconscious mind, basically just innate inside of her. Doesn't mean she's aware of this, but this is just inside. So, the danger is that today's women taste the alpha buffet, and I'll even clarify this a little bit more, but because of social media, online dating, etc., just basically the technology that's brought us to where we're at today, thoughts are able to connect with and hook up with lots of alpha men. And I even want to clarify in this specific instance, forget the word alpha. Let's just say lots of high status men or men that have specialized status. They have the option now to hook up with all sorts of different men that they didn't have in the past. So like we call them the Alpha X-Men. Who are they? The X-Men are the mutants that possess unique and rare gifts that most normal men don't have. So when I say something specifically with status, let's just say some of these X-Men, they're in these specialized situations that most men will never find themselves in. Some of these guys buy bottle service at every club. So they have this special environment that they will get to interact with women simply because they have these abilities, whether they're this financial ability, or they know, people in the club so they can get special access. It could be the guy that's really good at talking to women. He just is able to smooth his way in there. He's able to charm her. These are guys that just have something that's out of the ordinary that puts them in a category that stands out to women. Now, the problem with this is that this creates unreasonable expectations. Because thoughts can taste these high status men in different areas, they can sleep with them. They can go home with them for a night, maybe a few nights, booty calls, whatever. They believe they deserve commitment from the highest status men. That is basically where the trick comes. They're sleeping with these men, thinking that, when we go back to hypergamy, right? Thinking that if I sleep with this guy, I can attain him. So then her hypergamy basically sets the standard. Hey, this is what I deserve. Now I'm not going to settle for less, because hypergamy always wants the highest status. So once she sets that standard, this is where it gets really crazy. then she wants better. And then the sad ending that we talk about is then that these women will compare you to her ex-men. All these experiences that she had, she kind of like a buffet, right? Because she's setting these standards of things that she wants and she wants better. So she's starting to pick and choose all these experiences she's had. The club service, ooh, that guy that was such a sweet talker. Oh, that guy was a great dancer. These little things start to kind of pile up, and in her mind, she has these crazy expectations because of hypergamy and because of this hookup culture, basically. So is her own value diminishes as a woman gets older. Just think woman to woman, right? We can say some women look good at 30, 35. Some women look good at 40 even. But that same woman that looked good at 35, she looked way better at 25. So the point is that the older that she gets, her expectations get higher because, right, her hypergamy keeps raising the bar, and the more experiences she has, the more buffet she can choose from, the more Megatron partner she projects in her mind of what she wants and what she deserves. But as she gets older, expectation gets higher, and her actual sexual marketplace value gets lower because there's younger, more attractive women out there. There's younger women that could give a better chance for healthy children as well out there. So she's competing against this game that as she gets older, her value goes down, but her expectations get higher, and it gets wild. This is why you hear of so many female dating coaches that quit. Not just that they're women that are dating coaches, just if there was a guy or a girl coaching women about dating, they had to stop because they could not satisfy these women. And they're like, you need to lower your expectations. But these women weren't, because again, hypergamy, all of this, it's like something running in the background, almost subconsciously. So unless you are aware of this, you're not even going to know what's going on if you're one of these women. MetaVerse, just for you guys if you're, need a little drink in there. Okay. So that's part of this. Technology has kind of gotten us into this scuffle because it's allowed all these more options, all these more tasting for these women to do. But I think this part is the biggest reason why there's such a disaster in the relationship game right now. The social gap. What is it? In any romantic or sexual relationship, the overall social IQ should be similar. When there's too much of a gap between skills, it gets messy. Guys, I think that this can really sum up most things in the modern dating or relationship game. Now, again, most of the time, this is going to be what we're talking about with the average woman to the average guy. The average woman's sleeping with a lot more people, and there's a problem. The top of the top men, we've talked about that before. These guys have a higher social gap than the women, and that's a mess for those women because these guys can manipulate them. These guys can make them do anything and keep coming back. So there's a small percentage of this that gets turned on the women, but most of the time this game is seen, the average woman is usually playing it on the average man. It's just so far ahead in the social gap. So what do I mean by the social gap? What are we talking about? We're dissecting the difference in social skills as it relates to body language, voice tonality, wordplay skills, manipulation tactics, and overall competence in dealing with the opposite sex. Think about it this way. Think about in any interaction with a woman, just think that you're sitting down head to head at a poker table with her. Okay, you are one-on-one with a woman. Actually, we'll go back to this to go to this. And if you are looking across the table and it's just you and her, there can only be one winner. Who is better at reading who in body language? Can you read her body language better than she can read yours? Who can pick up on the differences in the voice tonality? Who's better at being witty or charming or using wordplay skills? Who's better at manipulating the situation, psychology? On that one-on-one, if she believes that she is beating you, then that means she feels she has you socially. And her hypergamy will automatically light up inside her and she will look for better. Remember, she wants a highest status man that she believes she can attain. So the minute when she's sitting down, it doesn't matter if she's $75,000 in debt, she has no free capital, it doesn't matter about any of that stuff. Logically, about your life versus her. If in a social environment, she can run circles on you, if in a social environment, she feels that she is more adept at these things than you are, she'll feel that she has you, and then she'll feel that she needs to do better. She won't always monkey branch, as we say. She won't immediately leave a guy, but if she feels that she can do better now, boom, it's like on autopilot, and now that's the danger because she's now looking. Doesn't mean that she'll find a guy that she can actually go, okay, that guy is higher and I can attain and get him, but she's now looking because she believes she has you figured out. And the problem is, like we talked about with online dating apps where women are able to hook up with all these different guys, this gap is widening. Due to today's dating culture, where technology has allowed more connections between people, most women and some men have unlimited options. So, in a sense, you could think about this like, you could think about this is, I saw someone say something like we're in like a MetaVerse or whatever. If you think of online dating or these technology, it's almost like most guys tell me, they're like, it's impossible to online date. There's no reason I should do it. It's a waste of time. Well, in the online dating atmosphere, when you have to be paying attention to every little thing, voice tonality, body language, all that, but it has to be done through messaging, through texting and all that stuff. Well, because women get so many more matches, they have so much more practice. They're texting more guys, they're messaging more guys and all that than the average guy. When you get into this realm, it's like a metaverse in itself. Go ahead and drink, guys. It's like a metaverse in itself where there's the top 10 or 20% of men and all women living in their own metaverse. So the bottom 80% of guys are trying online dating. They're not getting any matches. Maybe they get a couple matches, and all of a sudden, after a couple messages back and forth, boom, she ghosts him. Because that girl was reading the same social skills, social dynamics that she would see on that social gap in person. She's been through so much practice that she sees so quickly whether she's ahead on the social gap. And if she's ahead, right, she's like, this guy, I don't want to wait and message this guy. I don't want to go on a date with this guy. So it makes it to this where even online dating becomes this almost metaverse in its own, where there's 20% of men and 100% of women. And the bottom 80%, like we'd say, of guys are over here doing nothing. So they give up, don't even do online dating, or they have such little practice that this social gap continues to get bigger and bigger. All right, now think about this. The compound effect. And everything we're talking about right now with the social gap, I'm putting out a video this weekend that will go deeper on the social gap because there's more into all of this, but I'm just trying to briefly get into this and then get on to the next part. But think about the compound effect. All right, if you played Call of Duty for 4 hours a day, you constantly practiced, experienced all the Call of Duty situations, you knew the maps, you knew the weapons, would you have any problem beating some noob that just got the game and only plays a few hours per month? No, it wouldn't even be fun for you. Think about that, guys. It wouldn't even be fun for you. If you're playing Call of Duty and you're good at Call of Duty and you give your controller or you give a controller to a girl that's like, oh, that looks like fun, let me play, and she's never played before. yeah, you're looking at her, you're like, oh, it's cute, her trying to play, but it's not fun, it's not challenging. You get bored right away playing her. There's no challenge to it. That is the problem, because that is how most women are feeling with this social gap, because the technology and all that has allowed for these women to basically continuously go after the most social men, or when we say that the highest status men. And so these women are spending most of their time going, they can go on so many, the average woman, guys, could go on the average woman, okay, at least five dates a week if she wanted. I know women that have set up multiple dates in the same day, and depending on how they feel that morning, they decide about who they're going to go with and who they're going to cancel on. So that is the same way that women feel when they feel they have you socially. Is the same way you feel in a video game when you're kicking someone's butt. You're just so far ahead of them. And the problem is, it's okay to be good at Call of Duty and kick someone's butt. That doesn't have repercussions in the real world. But in the real world, when these women eventually want to settle down and have, get married and have this family or something like that, there's repercussions, because they've now became addicted to this game that they can't fulfill. The average guy won't be able to fulfill it for them. And the men that they're going to want, the top of the top social men, they have all of the pickings in the world. So they're not going to get one of these guys to commit to them. All right, let me I got to see this. I got a super chat here from Bad Boy Masculinity TV. Appreciate it, man. Let me see if I can still click this and get it up there, even though it's on the screen, guys. Wait, it doesn't let me get it up there anymore? That's right. I have it right here now. Super chat. Recently discovered you on BitChute, and you were a solid binge watch break from all the truth doom I was consuming. You're one of the most based and logical men in the non-Betamon game, brother. Appreciate that, man. Thank you. And that's pretty cool. You found me on BitChute, because I sometimes wonder, I'm like, should I even upload on BitChute? I have I don't even know, 400 followers or something on BitChute. So I'm always wondering if anyone even watches those. So good to know, man. Appreciate it. And whatever doomsday stuff you're watching, I am too. And I'm an optimist, and I have an optimistic point of view about the world. I'm still optimistic, guys. Even though they want to run around with a needle anywhere I go, around the corner I have to be watching here in Washington State, and they want to stick me with a jab, and then they want to just booster me up after that a few more times, I'm careful. It's like the Simpsons episode, if you guys have seen that, of Bart running away from the needle. All right, okay. Gotta reset the mind here. Okay, compound effect. Boom. Okay, so we're almost to where we're at today, guys, because what happens then is, basically, if there does become a relationship, the average relationship, she controls it. This means in any average relationship, if you take the average guy and the average woman, the average woman is going to have a much higher social IQ, because she's had much more practice. She knows the game better than he does, so she can control him and the relationship. This right here is where I believe we are currently at in society, which is why I tell men to not get tied down. That's my personal belief here, because when I talk to the average guy, this is the situation the most of the guys would be in. Terrible place to be in a relationship where she's going to control it. That's going to be a nightmare. And then when you add on top of that the fact that we also, actually, no, we'll stop it right there. Okay? So the average situation right here is where the average woman will control the average guy in an average relationship. And even just pause for a moment right now. Just think of your group of friends. I can picture my group of friends here. Just the friends you kind of most often hang out with. And think of, if any of them are in a relationship, on average, who is in control? Who wears the pants? Is it the guy or the girl? In most cases, unless you have a very unique set of friend group, it's probably going to be the woman. She's probably going to control it. She's going to call the shots. The guy's going to check in. Hey, I don't know if I can do this. I got to talk to my girl. That's the situation for the average relationship right now. Okay, so now when that's the average social skills in the average relationship right now, and then you factor in mainstream propaganda that pushes that men are bad or men are dumb, men are doofuses, women are good, the future is female, women are goddesses, big is beautiful if you're a woman. If you're a guy, you're lazy, get to the gym. So if you just think about now just take the average programming you see of TVs and movies, usually like sitcoms, think about that. It's like men are the dumb ones. The woman is the glue. Or if something happens, you feel in the shows, they make you feel bad for the woman. I catch myself sometime watching shows and I'm like, dang, that's messed up. And then I'm like, wait a second. Holy cow, I just got tricked too. Because they set this up in such a way. It's just where our culture and society is right now. The patriarchy's bad. You got to believe all women. And divorcees and single mothers are praised. You don't need no man. You're so strong for leaving him. You're independent. You're a queen. And men need to bow down and worship you if they even want a chance. That is, again, the average general, if you summed it up, the average point of view pushed in culture. And to top it all off, we have corrupt courts out to get men. You got the Duluth model that paints women as victims and men as perpetrators. Alimony, so you get legally committed and now you might be paying spousal support for a life potentially in some areas. Child support, which again, I've heard a lot of different sides of this, and I think, if you had receipts for where this money was going and you knew it was going to your child, I think most people are okay with that. But children get used as pawns, and it's just, that disgusts me. I haven't been through it, but what I've learned from that is disgusting to me. And then common law marriage, there's basically hidden legal rules. If you're living with a woman, you can get in trouble if you don't know the common law rules around your area. And then false allegations. I hear this so much from women, divorced women, whether they did it or didn't do it. Whenever I bring this up, they admit that they get pressured into, well, did he threaten you? Did he scream at you? Did he make you feel like you weren't safe? Anything they can to paint him as an aggressor and her is the victim, which can ruin a man's reputation with all of your friends and family, all of her friends and family. Bad situation. So, because of that, that's where we're currently at, the way that I see it. And that is why I have said for a while that I don't believe men should get married. That's my personal belief. You do whatever you want to do. I believe you gotta have a thick skin if you're in the dating game right now. No simping allowed, or a girl will eat you up, and you've got to have your own life in check, or you will get played by some of these women out here. Well, there's two ways that I could see this changing before I would ever recommend that men get married. And actually, as a timeout, I'll be honest about my views. I believe that the family is I believe that any healthy society needs healthy families. I think that having two parents in the home would be the best. Having a committed relationship would be the best for the family, for society. But that's naive these days, believing that you can do that with the court system you'd have to battle against, the propaganda, and this social gap of most women have been sleeping around. Basically, well, we'll get to the pair bonding in a moment here. I know Chad brought that up again, but so anyway, what things would have to change is the court systems would have to change. legally, laws would have to change so that you couldn't be incentivized to take advantage of getting divorced. And mainstream propaganda would have to completely shift to where family values were preached. Men were talked good again. It was great to have a father in the home. So those two things to me would have to be a for sure change before I would recommend men to do the marriage game. So that brings us to today's presentation, basically. Because from where I stand, right, how likely is it that corrupt courts will change? How likely is it that this court system and any of you guys that dig into real events in the real world, and you know how corrupt a lot of things are, how likely is it that corrupt courts are going to change? I hope, and I hope, pray, wish it does, but I don't know how likely that is. And then how likely is it that the fake news is going to start pushing good values? How likely is it that we won't have... where's this? Come on. Where's my hotkey for Cardi B?
I said certified free, 7 days a week.
Feminism used to be the most righteous of fights, but these days it feels like they secretly hate guys. Think it's crazy I'm the one who they labeled as controversial, and Cardi B is the role model for 12-year-old girls.
I'm talking wop, wop, wop.
That's longer than I remember, the WAP thing. Anyway, how likely is it that mainstream society and culture is going to change? Again, I hope people will start seeing through the crazy fake news and how divisive it's created to be and how it's trying to tear apart family. I hope people would see through that. But how likely is it? I think it'll take a while. That leads me to thinking, all right, is there any way that the current trajectory of relationships could change? If women are able to have all these opportunities to sleep around, date around, get all these social skills, well, the two biggest problems, one of these is pair bonding. For anyone that doesn't know what pair bonding is, basically it's the belief that the more people you sleep with, that connection, that ability to form a bond, where you could live out the vows of till death do us part because, I love you for richer or for poorer, right? If you're still emotionally connected to where love matters in a sense, well, these days, I don't even know, guys, in the chat, if you'd say how many people you would have to sleep with before, oh, my bad, guys, I didn't have that rolling. Before pair bonding breaks, I've heard 3. It could be 1. I don't know. But basically the idea is the more men that a woman would sleep with, the more random DNA that's getting put in her body, the less likely she'll be able to form an actual bond that she doesn't want to break. It's more like after she breaks this bond, there's like a detachment here where then it becomes very logical of, what are you providing for my life, or I don't want you. You don't deserve me. And that's why we have this mindset, right? When this bond gets broken, now she's not in it for the love anymore, really. She's like, what can you do to provide for my life? How can you provide for me? So pair bonding is one big thing that's a problem right now. Second big thing is the social gap. Those two things, I believe, are the two biggest problems with relationships right now. 3 is generous. Yeah, I don't know. I really don't know that. I'm not a scientist. I just read different things, kind of dug in, observed with my own eyes of women. But, oh, wait, I still have some beer left in this. Yes, I do. I always almost forget. There we go. This is a good time to remind everybody. Drinking rules. When you hear the word MetaVerse, when you think you're crazy, Adam, or that will never happen, you can add that one in. Or you're just dang thirsty. You just need some beer in the throat. then you can drink. Boom. Okay, so yeah, well, to answer this question, Kunal, sorry if I'm not pronouncing that correctly. Do you think MGTOW will be more common? In my MGTOW 10-year prediction, again, that is, I believe the MGTOW 10-year prediction is, I still believe that's like the way things are set up to go. However, that's why we're getting a little weird on this. We're getting futuristic on this one. Just to see a potential different scenario of a way that something like the MetaVerse or technology, virtual reality type things could shake things up a bit. I don't know, but I'm going to present some things. Okay, so how could we combat those two things? Pair bonding and the social gap. Those are the two things that I believe need to be repaired for there to be a shot of a successful relationship. Okay, the first idea I got like a year ago when I was watching Demolition Man with Sylvester Stallone and Wesley Snipes. Good movie, by the way. Cool movie. And I think on one of the live streams, I took a picture of Sandra Bullock, a woman, the Adam's apple, and showed you guys. It was like recently after I'd watched this movie. Well, we're not talking about that per se. We'll play along with the fairy tale that Sandra Bullock is a woman. Wink, wink. By the way, Bullock, guys. What does Bullock mean? Wait, do I have that up here? Do I have that? Oh, man, I can't help myself but get weird. Let me see. What does Bullock mean? A castrated bull. A young bull, a castrated bull. That's just what... And what about in like... Chad. Yeah, Chad, you know where I stand on this one. But again, we're gonna play along, and we'll play into the Hollywood agenda on this one. We'll just pretend like we don't notice, and we'll pretend that she's a woman in this, or he's a woman. Okay. Anyways, Sylvester Stallone, Wesley Snipes, Demolition Man. So, and I downloaded like 4 different versions of the scene I want to show you. All of them got copyrighted, so I'm just gonna have to show you some pictures of what I mean. So there is Sylvester Stallone and the woman Sandra Bullock there, and whatever they're working on. I'm not going to talk about the entire movie here. Just they went to a scene where she took him back to her place, and they started talking, and she basically said something like, violence and sex are related, or I don't, whatever. And she just basically says, hey, do you want to have sex? And Sylvester Stallone, right, we think he's playing along and believing that she's a woman in this, but he says yes. So she goes into the back room for what she says, I'll be back in a moment. So he thinks like she's going to strip down or get into something sexy or whatever. And there's like a scene then we're showing Sylvester Stallone's like starting to like change or whatever. He's getting, he's getting ready he's going to do the dance, man. Alpha Chad, Sylvester Stallone. So then she comes out with this contraption thing here. And he's like, all right, where's this going? She puts this metal thing on his head. I should tell you guys, I believe, right? Wasn't he frozen and he got like cryptically melted? He came back basically from the future. Whatever. So he doesn't know what's going on. He's like, what is going on? He thinks they're going to have sex. She puts this metal thing on his head because she's like, yeah, let's have sex. And this is how they have sex. So it's like this, I don't know how, boom, it connects to their brains and they have these like visions of them doing it. And eventually Sylvester Stallone ends up putting it off. Like, he's like, this is weird. He's like an alpha Chad, being released back into this, dystopic world. He's like, no, I want the old-fashioned way. And she's like, ew, gross. The old-fashioned way, transmission of fluids is illegal or something like that. And they talk about like there could be STDs and all that stuff. So this is how you basically have sex. And if you want to have children, you got to go to the lab for that. So no, I don't want to live in this world where we're told about how we can, do anything and you can't transmit. I don't want to live in that world, guys. I'm not brought into that fairy tale. But the idea here, when I first saw this a year ago, I was like, I wonder though, what if something like this, like just think about how fast technology is growing. Right now, everything looks completely bleak as far as relationships go. It just seems like the younger generation are going to start their OnlyFans earlier these days and start, twerking, earlier as well. Everything just seems like it's going to be worse. But younger generations, more adept at technology. Well, what if there was some type of technology like this where not necessarily, when you're together in a relationship, you have to wear these type of things. But what if it's like, what if women could get their cock carousel run with some of these brain waves? What if men could also do this with their brain waves? But even just what if women could get their fantasies, they could get their fantasies met with these brain caps. Would that affect her pair bonding? That's what I think about. Is there something like this? Like, would that mess up her pair bonding? Because it's like there's no DNA going in you. Like, is there something here that? And again, I'm not pushing for this. I am gonna keep my tinfoil hat on long before many other people will ever take that off, and I won't trust the government putting some stuff like this on and some things we're going to talk about later. I definitely wouldn't trust it for a long time. But as far as the relationship world, right now, it's so downhill. And all I would see is just STDs. And I mean, you see how freaked out people are getting with the China virus. In the moronic Omicron, I've dug in on some of these things too. You see how freaked out people get about that. Just imagine when, the amount of STDs that some of these women, and to be fair, the Alpha Chad and Tyrones will be carrying around as well. Gross, man. So, could something like this actually be a benefit? What do you guys think? Yeah, Danny, that same part, absolutely. She totally admits that male aggression and masculinity turns her the F on. Yeah, she was like, it's shown that violence and sex are related or something like that. And she's like, in seeing your violence earlier, it looks like you could really use, do you want to have sex? Like, that's how the scene started. Yeah, it totally does. It from such a biological point of view, it really does. Yeah, so screw up our expectations. A new man already can't compete with all our previous real-life chats now, and the fake brainwave chats. Dunzo. See, I don't know. That exactly. Could it get worse? Potentially. But on the same token, though, let's not forget that with some type of technology like this where they're not touching, what can the average guy now access this? They're not touching here. It's like, oh, what if Sylvester Stallone is a virgin and he doesn't know at all what he's doing? He's been frozen for how many years? And all of a sudden, they're putting this on and they're going at it. So that's one part of it. It's like, could the average guy, it's like, boom, he puts it on, the girl puts it on, and she's in her, right? Is her brain just making her believe in a fantasy with this guy now? Almost allowing, what if it allowed a guy that wasn't alpha chatter Tyrone to please her in that same way? Would she need that then? Would she need to go out and get it? That's what I'm talking about. It's not just like, okay, well, like think about that. If I put one of these on, is it really like me doing all my moves like I would know? And if a guy, I don't know. I don't know what this technology would be about, but that was one thing that caught my attention. Could something like this at least repair pair bonding because you're not physically in the act? And I still don't want to live in a world where we're just robots like that, but could that tame some of these women? I want to pop on my headset with my vibrator instead of going out to the club and getting ran train by Chad, Juan and Enrique. Like, it might be easier, just put on the cap and get your vibrator out rather than chase the cock carousel. Well, still don't know how that would play out, but now Gematria Veins got the Gematria going. I love it. When I say the word Gematria to most people in real life, they're like, what did you say, geometry? And I'm like, okay, never mind. Yeah. Oh, that's funny, Chad. The brain's chemical reactions will be the same whether stimulus is real or artificial. Yeah. So, yeah. Okay. We got some more to go with. Omicron. Okay. Where am I next? All right. Where we go? Okay. So we're going to now move into kind of the next level of this. By the way, we'll see if I get done in time. I have a little treat for myself afterwards. Woo, look at that. It's a candy cigarette, YouTube. I don't know what you get in trouble with YouTube for anymore. But you know what, guys? YouTube and we're on good terms. They just removed the best thing ever, the dislike button. Guys, I don't know about you. I can't figure out videos if they're good anymore, especially when they remove the comments too. I loved when I could just type in, like I was typing in videos again, like today, like how do I share blah, blah, blah on my live stream. It was so useful when you could look, 100 upvotes, 400 downvotes. This was a total waste of time. Moving on to the next video. But whatever, I don't want to rant about that. We know why they did it. If you looked at the White House page, if you look at Dr. Fauci's documentary, oh my gosh, we know why they removed the dislike button. We know why Twitter is getting crazy now too. I am crazy, guys. I am crazy, and that means everyone drink, if you recognize that, because that is one of our drinking rules. Don't forget about that. I'm crazy, but I play by the rules when we have a drinking game. Okay. Ready Player One. Hey, have you guys seen it? You guys seen it? Or Day Drive said it perfectly. Ready Player One was a good movie and a better book. I feel the exact same way. I understand in the movie why they had to take certain shortcuts. Just like putting it together, that would be so hard to explain some of this stuff. But the book was so good. That's why I just recently ordered this and got this, and I'm going to be excited. I usually read nonfiction, like that's my favorite, but, I love to find a fiction book that I really like. You know the thing. They could make the species go to... Yes. You guys, let's go, Brandon. You guys, I need to get a Let's Go, Brandon. I need to make a Let's Go, Brandon... I need a Let's Go Brandon sound effect. Are you kidding me? I need a Let's Go Brandon sound effect. so badly. I can't believe that's. I apologize to you all that I don't have one yet. Wow, what a rookie mistake. What am I doing, guys? Are you serious? I'm making a note so I don't forget this. That's just dishonorable of me. Do you guys have a favorite Let's Go Brandon song? Some of those. Let's go. You guys. Oh my gosh. Oh man. It just makes me remember what a world we're living in. It's like, why are we talking about the metaverse? We're living in a we're in a simulation. Like, there's no way this can be real, man. I think it's all just a testing ground. I think this is a testing ground. This matrix has been exposed too many times. All right, let me crack my beer and I'll keep going before I go off the cuckoo train. It's not my best pour. Okay, guys, remind me, I still have beer left in this. Okay. Books are usually better. Yeah, man, McDowell by Logic, love it. Love it. Okay. Ready Player One. So, interesting movie, by the way. Interesting movie. Interesting idea. Okay, in Ready Player One, for those of you guys that don't know, basically, those goggles on his head, in fact, I think that's better. Okay, right? In the Ready Player One, when you put on these goggles, you can enter the virtual world called the Oasis. It's like the metaverse of what we're hearing about now. You put these on and you transform from your life. You become an avatar like the movie Avatar, and you can go around playing, doing all sorts of things in a virtual world. You can look however you want. You can become an alien species. You can become 6'5". If you're a girl, you can be a guy. I was gonna say, if you're a girl, you can be a guy, and a guy, if you're a girl, you can. I forgot. We're living in crazy world. You can do that anyway. But in the Oasis, it's basically like the Sims, Sim City in a virtual world, and most people are living in almost a dystopia where their real life sucks so much that everyone lives in the Oasis. That's like the thing to do, because your real life sucks so badly. Just boom, put on your goggles and you're in a whole new world. You don't have to worry about your real life. You don't have to worry about what you really look like or any of that stuff. You escape to a virtual world. So this is what, basically, in the movie, people have kind of different versions of their Oasis goggles that transport you into this virtual world. Now, Zucky, we're going to talk about the Lizard Man. Okay, so now this is where we see normies at. In this Ready Player One, just at where we're at right now, we already have something like that. Oculus. Look how close this is. Same idea as you put on a visor, and you have these little things you can kind of move on. Not quite as advanced as in Ready Player One, but very, the idea is there. So the reason I ended up doing this live stream now instead of like a year ago when I first saw the Demolition Man and that like little brain thing is because when I saw the brain thing, I was like, yeah, that's futuristic. That's like far-fetched. But now Zuckerberg, the Lizard Man, is talking about the metaverse. And Let's see if I can. Let me put on the. Okay. So I don't want to hear the lizard man talk at all. But like if you guys think that guy's a human, I disagree. But he's showing basically clips of the metaverse. So here's him choosing his avatar. You choose your outfit, boom, boom, boom. Whatever you want to wear, right? Now, he made himself look like Zuck the Cuck. In reality, he probably should have transformed himself into an alpha chat or something like that. But the opportunities are endless for you personally of what you would create your avatar is. So it shows him. You can log in and play virtual poker with all these other people. They'll have like people like will call in like virtually and pop up. And then you can go to any environment. Let me see if this is so long. Virtual concerts. You can see your people, your favorite artist perform, and you're in the audience. Something like this. Now remember this, actually, guys. Remember this idea when I talk about Ready Player 2 a little bit about like the advanced tech in that book. But this idea of surfing type thing, there's a new idea that I'll go over. But blah, blah, blah. The metaverse is a virtual world that, I mean, I do put my conspiracy hat on, and I believe that it was like, they're trying to go with the whole, you'll own nothing and you'll be happy. Wait, let me get this chat back. See if I think that works. The no soul or personality verse, yeah. I know. That's why even when I look to this and I'm like the possibilities of it being a good thing, I'm still so skeptical about it all, but there's an idea that is interesting. So, anyway, we just saw basically this is the metaverse that we saw from Mark Zuckerberg is where we're at right here. Now, in the actual movie Ready Player One, they have an even more advanced concept, but I bet you that comes out real soon once the metaverse actually comes out itself, which is, okay, right? This is their avatar. So this dude you can't really see on the right is Wade Watts, the main character. That's his avatar. And the one on the left is Artemis, the girl that he falls in love with. By the way, he's a simp in this, but still, cool movie. So that's what projects, right? Your avatar projects. And then this part, she touches him and she goes, do you have your full body suit on, basically? Which is this haptech suit that you can see right there. That's her handprint. So this right here is tech that I have not seen that we have yet. But this would be the next step that I believe would probably come out after this virtual reality, is where you would wear this suit that basically gives you the sensations of being touched when you interact with the metaverse world or whatnot. So you can feel it. You can... Okay. Yeah, there's the Oculus there. So when we have stuff like this, when I think about the question again of like, how would this affect relationships? Well, on one hand, the way that I see this is like, in this world, you can be anything you want. In this world, a lot of the gamers have an advantage. They have status in the metaverse. They are the cool ones in the metaverse. And how can anyone know otherwise in real life? You just interact with them in the metaverse. So on one hand, I see a potential for when we talk about the social gap, we talk about the The compound effect? I see the potential for, if the metaverse becomes huge, right now, if you're a guy gaming, you don't learn social skills with women. You don't learn the social gap, like that type of stuff, because there's so few women on there. And so you don't get that interaction. But what happens when everything goes to the metaverse? What happens when that is the place to be? What happens when that becomes, and again, I don't like this idea, that becomes better than the actual physical world? Well, now you're entering a metaverse where some of the bottom 80%, you might say, become kings. In a sense, you have all the status in the metaverse. How does that change the perception of women with women? That's a different aspect. So that's where I think about the social gap. Could the metaverse in this instance help close this social gap? Because what if all these girls that want to go on all these Tinder dates and Bumble dates, well, what happens when no one wants to meet up in real life anymore? They go into the metaverse to get their attention and validation. Who are kings in the metaverse? I think it shifts a little bit the social balance. There are people right now that are buying digital. I saw, what was it? Something for like 1.2 million, a block of digital land sold for. Literally digital real estate in the metaverse, so that you can have your metaverse empire. Like, think about that. The gamers are going to have these empires. The guys that know how to, this is where the Call of Duty, right? You go on a date with a girl and she's been on so many dates and the body language and all that stuff, and she's so ahead of the game because a lot of the guys are like, no, this sucks. I'd rather go play Call of Duty. Well, what happens when those guys, it's their world and the women come in and they're like, well, I want to go to your metaverse mansion. That's where I do. I'm not saying it's going to solve everything, but to me, it's interesting how it will shift dynamics, because kind of like they would say, like you might say the typical, the jock in high school, the football player, the meathead or whatever. And when he goes back to his 10-year high school reunion, he thinks he's still cool and he's not. Everyone else, moved on from him. Well, in a sense, it's like, how much real world power will the Chad and Tyrones have versus the metaverse? What will shift? Who becomes the new type of alpha in a sense? And again, the reason I say this is because if the metaverse becomes reality, then you have all of these guys that, instead of growing up just gaming or on their computer not interacting, that becomes their interaction. And instead of interacting with computers or just other dudes on Xbox Live, you now have social skills in a different way, and it's a different environment. Will that change things? I don't know. I don't see how it could make it necessarily worse than it is right now. Right now, if you're low on the social gap, you don't have much of a shot for a successful relationship. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, fake a rocket. Yeah. Man, if I ever say anything about fake rockets or fake space or moon landings in the real world, people just think I'm crazy. I don't get it, guys. Maybe I am. Maybe I'll accept that. Maybe I am crazy. No, you know what? I've already accepted that. You guys know that. I've accepted that, but I just don't get it. How some people don't see. I don't get it. Okay. Wait, hold on. Where are we at now? So we're at the touching part, blah, blah, blah. Okay, now, stuff like this, the avatar touching, and it's like, ooh, boom, 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 boom. Okay, so now, here's where it gets even interesting too is, well, if the women are chasing the Chad and Tyrones, what really would have to happen to have a shift is the women would have to, if the Chad and Tyrones went into the metaverse, the women aren't living in the real world anymore. They, like, what, you know, if you can't go out to the bar or the club or anything, and if you twerk and there's no men there to twerk for, that will get boring real quick for women. So what it really factors on too is, will the real life Chad and Tyrones accept the metaverse? And when I think about something like this, when I think about Sylvester Stallone being like, he's like, no, get this weird thing off of me. I'm a Chad. I want to do it the old-fashioned way. Okay, same with here. It's like, okay, this, when you watch the movie and she touched him and you saw the main character, Wade Watts, he's like, whoa, he got really nervous, right? To a Chad or Tyrone, this would be like, this is a hand job to me. This is nothing. This is like, I can't even feel this. This is no, I don't want the metaverse. That's where it's like, okay, so again, if the Chad and Tyrones, the real world Chad and Tyrones don't accept this, it'll be harder to have some type of swap. But here's where Ready Player 2 comes in, because if you can get the Chad and Tyrones in the metaverse, I think you got a different ballgame. All right, so I'm reading just 3 little excerpts from Ready Player 2. My vision went black for a moment oh, no, I got to explain this. Okay, so, no, don't read this yet, guys. Don't read this yet, guys. Come on. And again, I don't have a lot of knowledge on Ready Player 2. All I know so far is basically the main character finds this Easter egg hidden inside the Oasis of the most revolutionary technology, way better than the Oasis itself, which was life-changing. And from how this is described, basically there's this, just, I don't know, picture like this cloth thing that you would put on your head, and it like clamps down, and this is all it is. Instead of having to wear a headset and wear a bodysuit and wear gloves, you literally just put this super advanced tech on. It grabs your brain. Now I'm already getting like flashes of like Elon Musk Neuralink, and I don't trust any of this stuff, guys. I don't want you guys to go and do this. I don't want you to take the chip and all that stuff. I'm just having fun with a little fantasy. But anyway, this thing clamps on the head and it attaches right to the neurons in the brain. You don't need a visor. You don't need anything else. This clamps on, and now this is his experience. After he gets this thing clamped on, here's how his world changes. All right, my vision went black for a moment as the headset instructed my brain to place my body into a harmless, sleep-like state, while my conscious mind remained active inside what was basically a computer-controlled lucid dream. Then the Oasis slowly materialized into existence all around me, and I found myself standing back inside Anorak's study, where I'd last logged out. So he's back in the Oasis, the virtual world. Everything looked the same as before, but it felt completely different. I was actually here, physically inside the Oasis. It no longer felt like I was using an avatar. Now I felt like I was my avatar. There was no visor on my face, none of the faint numbness and constriction you always felt wearing a haptic suit or gloves. I didn't even feel the O&I headset my real body was actually wearing. When I reached up to scratch my head, the device wasn't there. Okay, guys, so this technology that tricks your brain into believing it's real, he can't even feel this device on his head. That's how engulfed he is in this virtual world. like what we're probably living in, guys. A simulation of some sort, guys. I don't know. I can't prove it. But, I mean, it feels like it. And it feels completely real, right? This feels real. That's how I would imagine like his life feels like right now. When I reached up to scratch my head, the device wasn't there. A light breeze blew into the study through an open window, and I could feel it on my skin, in my face, and in my hair. I could feel my feet resting on the stone floor, snug inside the boots that my avatar was wearing. I realized I could smell my surroundings too. I breathed in the musty scent of the ancient spell books that lined the walls, mingled with the smoke of the burning candles. I reached out to touch a nearby work table. I could feel the grooves in the wood grain as I ran my fingertips across it. Then I spotted a large bowl of fruit on the table, one that hadn't been there before. So, you're getting the feeling, right? He's in this world and it's no longer a video game, it's real life. It's literally real life to him. I think we probably have technology that's probably already like this. It's just a lot of technology is not released. You know, there's probably. Okay, so I skipped to something else part, but here, when I talked about Mark Zuckerberg surfing, so before this circled part I have, clips went viral. The profits could make you rich overnight. Movie, rock, porn, and streaming stars were all scrambling to exploit this brand new revenue stream. So the idea was for this, you could hook this thing up to your brain and you could transfer your experience. You could literally transfer your experience. I, Adam, could wear this thing, be going to Pound Town, and then I could upload it to my members section. Hey guys, check this move out right here. You'll really know what I'm talking about here. I'm gonna walk you through everything, and you're literally inside feeling everything that I feel. You're hearing, you're able to hear my thoughts, my process, everything that's going on. And you can just upload that and get rich off of your experience. For less than the cost of an iced latte, you could now safely experience just about anything that human beings could experience. You could take any drug, eat any kind of food, and have any kind of sex without, this is key, without worrying about addiction. Without worrying about addiction, calories, or consequences like STDs. You could relive uncut real-life experiences or play your way through scripted interactive adventures inside the Oasis. Thanks to the ONI, that's that new technology, it all felt completely real. So this idea, now, I look at this, when I step back and I look at this in the world we're living in right now, which is crazy to me. Oh man, this type of thing has the feeling of like the mark of the beast type thing. Like everyone's gonna want to do it, and so again, I'm not trying to push anyone in this avenue. This is something that I probably would not do for a long time in figuring this out. But when I think about the world we live in, the world of normies we live in, could this for the normal people, and when I say normal people, I don't categorize myself as, I feel, man, how do I say this like without being so crazy? Man, do I really say it like this? Like Satan's kingdom, basically? Like that world. If you want to live in that world, for that world, could that change the relationship dynamics? Because here's what I think about. Chad and Tyrone are not into robot sex like this. It's, no, let me do the real thing. But if you can make it so realistic that it's actually real, but No addictions, meaning the addiction to what we were talking about before with women on the cock carousel. Could they now experience things without that addiction? Of course, there's going to be other things that come up, but interesting. The consequences of the STDs, that alone right there, I'm telling you what, that alone would attract a Chatter Tyrone. You mean I can do my thing, play my game, and I can go unprotected and I don't have to worry about any of that stuff? Dang. Okay? Dang. That's maybe okay. Maybe I'm on board now. So when you get the Chad and Tyrones on board, this becomes a whole new world. Again, we might be the ones sitting on the outside, guys, but I think this might change some dynamics from the real world to the metaverse world. Is it a world I want to live in? But could it change things? Potentially. I was awestruck by the perfect replication of all the interlinked sensory input. These were subtle, nuanced sensations that could never be recreated or simulated by a pair of haptic gloves. I raised the apple to my avatar's lips, which now felt like my own lips, and bit into it with what felt like my own teeth. It tasted like a real apple, the most perfectly ripe and delicious apple I've ever eaten. An Oasis user had always been able to eat and drink things with their avatar. But eating a food power-up or drinking a healing potion had always been a senseless pantomime performed with your haptic gloves. You never felt anything pass through your lips, and you definitely didn't taste anything on your tongue. Now, thanks to the O&I could, and I did. I began to sample the other fruits in the bowl. The orange, banana, grapes, and the papaya tasted just as delicious. And as I took a bite out of each one, I felt the fruit travel down my esophagus to my stomach. I could even feel my stomach getting full. Oh my God, I exclaimed to the empty room. This is effing incredible. But my words were garbled because I was talking with a mouthful of papaya. I could feel the juice running down my chin. I wiped it on my sleeve. Then I began to run around the room, bursting with excitement. Okay, this all sounded far-fetched, but with all this stuff now with the metaverse and crypto, and when I shouted out Cosmic Lightning Warrior, the thing that I think would be really fun about the metaverse would be video games and playing video games like virtual reality. Like you could literally get exercise while you're playing video games. That to me is a benefit. If you could literally run around, like if I'm playing Halo and I feel like I'm running around, I can get an exercise while I'm playing Halo. That's like, wow, that's pretty cool. Cosmic Lightning Warrior. Let me just shout out his channel again, man. Boom. Yeah, this guy right here. Cosmic Lightning Warrior, guys. This guy's so funny. He was talking about how with Loop Ring and GameStop, like imagine right now, like I don't know what video games you guys play, if any, but for instance, if you play Fortnite, Rocket League, Call of Duty, whatever, you buy a battle pass of some sort, and you collect coins and you can purchase skins. Well, the idea that he talked about, and I believe it's true, is that they'll link stuff to where you're now playing video games, and now you're gaining like crypto. You're literally getting currency in this virtual world that is now meaningful. So, like I said, the gamers that maybe were like, dude, I'm giving up, I'm doing my thing, gaming, those guys might be running this metaverse here because they're going to be so dang good, and that actually is tangible benefits in the real world at that point. Like oh wait, that's all messed up with the chat. Hold on. Let me get the chat back, guys. Oh, put it right here. Wait a second. Where'd it go? Where'd my chat go? There it is. Hold on. I'll figure this out. No, I don't want this. Boom. Boom. Yep, we're back. We're back, guys. Skills. That was all. Learned how to do all of that crazy tech from a YouTube video a few hours ago. But yeah, the ideas of the metaverse, scary, dystopic wise, cool, certain things wise. I don't know what's going to happen. So that's where I'm kind of at here with this, is the future of this. Could this change things? This part right here, all that needs to change. But without that, man, it's going to be a different world. Will it change the social gap? It's a whole different environment. Just like technology, online dating apps really basically screwed it up. Is the next right? I can't see it getting much worse. That's where I'm at. It's like, how could it get much worse? I don't know. I'm sure. I don't know. What do you guys think? Thousands of years of evolution with this technology will change our brains. Hey, yeah, I like that too. I love the scriptures up here. I love it. Hey, I'm no angel. You guys all know that. But I'm packing. Not a religious man, but I love the scriptures. Boom. Okay, guys. What do we think, guys? What do we think? Demo man. Is there a chance, guys, that the metaverse will change relationships for the better? Is there a chance? I still don't see, other than dystopia wise, which I don't see how. I don't know, man. I'm really excited to keep reading this book, though. Figure out. I heard it talks more about what's going to happen, basically, to society with this technology, which is, I'm guessing it's going to basically turn into where no one wants to be in the real world. And everyone wants to do that, which, again, I really don't wish upon. I like the natural world. But with that being said, I mean, with where things are at right now, because even in Ready Player One, they could download, like Wade Watts could download dance moves of some guy he wanted to dance. He could download like the avatar of like his favorite cool movie guy. So I really feel like the social gap aspect could be pretty, like with technology, it's like you could download the 5 principles of texting in your brain, and the girl's messaging you, and all of a sudden it's just boop. It's like, oh yeah, I know what to do now. So that's where I actually think it could be a benefit, is really, I think it could lessen the social gap, and I do think it could stop the rampant sleeping around, because even women, if they want those experiences, like, yeah, even if women want those experiences, but without getting the consequences of the addiction or the STDs, why would she want to go out and like search on online dating and then, you know, get played by a couple of Chad and Tyrones and all that, go through some dates she doesn't like? Like, why wouldn't she just go straight into the metaverse and get her action on? And then if that didn't cause addiction, then could she take that off? Because in the book, you have to go 12 hours on, 12 hours off. It's not good for your brain. So now when she takes that off, right, can she now sit next to her Betamon and now appreciate him because she hasn't destroyed her pair bonding? Like the real life guy, Wade Watts right here. He's a Betamon in real life, the top guy here. He's like an alpha in the video game in a sense. He's just totally on his purpose, like boom, 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 I'm going to figure this out. But in real life, he's like a Betamon. But just like we kind of know with ovulation cycles with women like the alpha and the beta at different times in the cycle. So that woman's, you know, I'm feeling the alpha crave. Hey, honey, just go into the metaverse. Go into the metaverse. I will get in the metaverse too, and I'll be an alpha in the metaverse. Let's get it on in the metaverse. And then when your ovulation cycle settles down, let's bang it out in real life because you love and appreciate me because I'm your Betamon. Because how did it used to be, guys? Before women started sleeping with all the alphas, relationships were better. Families were more whole. It seemed anyway. I guess I didn't live necessarily then, but I don't know. Does that make sense? Now, I 1,000,000% don't like that Mark Zuckerberg is the one that came up, you know, the metaverse. That one, I don't trust the lizard man. No, women who start chasing never stop and they never appreciate their beta buck. Well, that's why it's like right now, how do you detox a woman from the cock carousel? I don't know how that's done. I don't know if it's possible. Maybe some med beds. I don't know what that can do. Some technology, it's all locked up. But the younger generation that start growing up, right? Like, as opposed to, do we really think, as much as I hope that mainstream propaganda would turn into godly advice for the family. I would love that if that was what culture was blessed with in the mainstream. But is it going to happen? Probably not. So now you got younger people growing up in the metaverse, women not destroying their pair bond. I don't know, guys. The guys that they're meeting are alphas. Think about that. The alphas in the metaverse that they're chasing are actually potentially Betamon in real life. So does that now rewire these women's brains to actually start to go, oh, this guy, he only has eyes for me and he just wants me to be his queen? Like, that's so alpha. I love that. Like does that I don't know, guys. I don't know. I'm just a crazy guy. No rules for Chad, excuses for Brad. Yeah. I mean, there's nothing I can say to try to talk like the relationship game up in this world right now. There's nothing. I see too much logic pointing in the other direction, but I don't know. Maybe Brad kills it in the metaverse. Maybe Chad's struggling in the metaverse and Brad is killing it. Oh, man. Or telling the woman not to eat the apple from the tree. Same thing. I have no idea. Or what would it look like for the new Chads in the metaverse? What does that look like? You know, is it truly then, that would be an experiment. Is it truly then all about mindset and how you act? Because remember, you could show up in the metaverse as any avatar. You could be a girl or a guy. You could be an alien. You could be whatever you want. Who becomes the Chads in the metaverse? Is it strictly mindset and how you play it? Is it strictly how you interact with the others around you, like the social gap? or is it your appearance? Now we got some social experiments we can go on. It's interesting. We'll see what happens with the old metaverse. Excuse me. Okay. All right, guys. So I want to hear what you guys have. If you guys have thoughts about this, let me see if I have this new boom comments. Big boom comments even bigger. All right, let me finish this beer here. Maybe I'll toke up a little bit as we're winding down here. Ooh, I still got this extra beer. Oh yeah. Oh, you know what? I've always wanted to show you guys this, and I think I can now. One of my favorite video games. You guys should all download it. I'm not affiliated with this video game in any way, shape, or form. Let me see if this worked. Actually, hold on. Yeah, it's going to be weird. How is that going to affect? Because I would be so down. I used to, when I was like in high school and I was like gaming, man. Guys, I used to be good. Honestly, I'm not I'm not very good. I would love to be I would love to be considered a good gamer. I'm realistic. I play certain games. I think I'm good for a while. Then I play somebody that's just light years better than me, and it just feels like there's no way I could ever get close. But I used to be one of those gamers back in high school. I would do Halo push-ups. So I would do, to try to get my workout in, my kill-death ratio, I would do however many deaths I got, I would have to do that many push-ups. And if it was less than 10 deaths, I'd just double my deaths and do that many push-ups. That was my workout for Halo. Yeah, you know what? You guys are making good points. You guys are making good points, but I mean, can it get worse? I mean, I don't really know. This thing's a beauty. It's called a passion fruit. Little organic leaves wrapped up in this. This is like Mother Nature. Oh, okay. What was I gonna do? Let me see if there's. I want to show you guys this game. See if I can get anyone addicted. All I know is if this game's in the MetaVerse, I'm going to be pretty awesome at it. Oh, I can't do it yet because I'm still working now. Now that I realize. Boom. Oh, wait. Hold on. My comments went away. I'm getting better at this. Wait a second. Unlock that. Oh. What? That's not working. Why is that? I'm doing it both different ways. Interesting. Oh, maybe I will. Maybe one of these days I'll bring my big Ninja Turtle bong and hit it. Okay. I want to show you guys one of my favorite games to play. Can you guys hear that? I bet you can. All right, this game's called Clash Royale. All right, so I'm telling you guys, if you ever, this is the best poop game ever invented. Best poop game ever invented. My cousin, he's also left-handed like me. He has ADD like me. So he's like, Adam, it was like 2 summers ago. He's like, Adam, I got a game I think you'll like. And I was like, no, I don't play mobile games. He's like, no, trust me, you'll like this game. I started playing this game. I've been addicted to this game. I've played almost every day. I missed a couple of days, but I've played almost every day since he showed me this game. All right, check this out. Okay, so it's 8 on 8. My little bar, that purple bar down there is my elixir. That's how much it costs to deliver cards. You just try to dominate. Does anyone have this game, by the way, Clash Royale? I want to play somebody. And you just try to beat the you try to attack the enemy's what do you call those? Towers? I can't see with this thing. Uh-oh. Get her. I would love to play somebody on this. Alright, I'll just play one game, but now I gotta focus. I don't want to lose. Oh, I'm screwed, guys. I'm screwed. Bad move. Dang it! Yeah, I'm in trouble. Completely in trouble. If you guys don't know how this game is played, I'm going to trick you all and tell you guys I'm that top screen, the one that's winning. Because I'm just getting annihilated right now. No, stop that. Stop that. Yeah, I'm not a quitter, but I want to quit. This is just embarrassing. Get out of here. Get out of here. Get him, bandit. I'm so dead. I hate this game, guys. Don't play it. It sucks. This game sucks. Oh shoot! Wow. All right. Well, I just wanted to see if I could show my phone. Check this out. I got a whiteboard app. Boop. See that? Oh no, you can't. Boom. Well. Okay, guys. Anyway, Final thing is the future relationships. I don't know what the heck it's going to be. Is there a shot it's better? I guess. But I guess time will tell. See Becky chases Chad in the metaverse when we're playing video games. That's what you did there. Look at that. You see all the ladies that are going to peep this stream. They're going to be so impressed by my gaming skills right there. You know they're going to know that I'm owning it in the metaverse. We're just going to pretend that I won that game. All right, guys. Take care. Good seeing you all, hearing from you all. I have next... I'm going to try to do this again, same time next week. Yeah, we'll see. It's my birthday next week, so I'm going to have dinner next Wednesday, but I'll try to do 7. I'll see if I can do 7 again. We'll see. If not, I'll keep you guys updated, but I plan on doing it again. Best future movie, Idiocracy. All right, you know what? I'll have to check that out. I'm going to have to get some revenge on that Clash Royale, man. Bummer. All right, take care, guys.